Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and for this video I would like to discuss the future of Modern Warfare Remastered. What does Activision have in store for us in the next year? What does Raven Software have up their sleeves in terms of updates? Typically, we can ask these questions of just about any game, right? We never know what's going to happen after a game is launched. You have no idea what's going to come down the road. But I think it's especially relevant to Modern Warfare Remastered because we have never seen anything like this game before. This is the first time in the very, very long history of the franchise that they decided to recreate an entire game, campaign as well as multiplayer, and then update the multiplayer of that game. Of course, they've added in game modes like Kill Confirmed and Hardpoint. They added in supply drops and character customization and microtransactions. They've added a lot of things to the game here, right? So what if Activision plans to make Modern Warfare Remastered a multi-year game? I discussed this briefly in a previous video, and I thought this video would be the perfect time to go ahead and expand upon that. So in the past, Call of Duty games typically have a one-year life cycle, right? Once their year is up and the new one is out, the vast majority of the player base moves on to the next game and leaves the old game behind. Sure, some fans stick to the older games, but rarely would those games ever see an update of any kind past their initial one-year life cycle. Like once that year's done, they typically stop production on it completely, they stop updating it, like that's the game, that's what it's going to be for all eternity. Well, over the past couple of years, we've actually seen some updates to Call of Duty games that was outside of their initial cycle. Like, I think Black Ops 2 was the first one. They added in some extra camos after the life cycle was over, which was pretty interesting. And then in Advanced Warfare, after that game's life cycle was over, they added in a couple of supply drop weapons even after Black Ops 3 had come out. And Black Ops 3 just added a brand new supply drop weapon just the other day and is hinting towards possibly adding some new zombies content, even though we're technically in the Infinite Warfare lifecycle right now. So it appears that Activision is looking to update and maybe profit on some older Call of Duty games, to which I say about freaking time. I mean, the Call of Duty franchise has a very rich and storied back catalog of games that they really should be updating, or at the very least be fixing. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting that they whore out all of the older games or anything like that. Like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow and find out that World at War and Modern Warfare 2 now have supply drops and character customization or anything like that. But I do like the idea that Activision and the various Call of Duty developers may be supporting their games past their initial life cycle from now on. That sounds like a good idea to me because, of course, people play those games. I'm sure there's a lot of people that went back to Black Ops 3 after playing Infinite Warfare. There's a lot of people when Black Ops 3 was new that went back to Advanced Warfare. The same thing with Advanced Warfare that goes, like, people go back and play the older Call of Duty games a bunch. It would be nice if they went back on occasion and updated their game, or at the very least, fixed a couple of things about their game, right? Like the original Black Ops, I think, is a great example. Gunships in Ground War in Black Ops just don't work. Like, you call it a gunship and it just flies around doing its own thing. You can't control it. It's completely useless. It's bugged. And for some reason, it doesn't work. It never has worked and probably never will work. It'd be cool if they went back and updated that, right? So I like the idea of them going back and changing their games or fixing them in one way or another. But going back to Modern Warfare Remastered here, they've added in a ton of content to this game already, right? I mean, it feels like it's been a very long time, but the game itself has only been out a month or so's time. And in that time, they've added in Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, Gun Game, the 6 remaining maps, Winter Crash, supply drops, character customization, weapon kits, camos, the list goes on and on. In fact, the Winter Crash 24/7 playlist actually starts tomorrow at the time of this video being recorded. I'm recording this on December 19th, and on December 20th, they're adding in the 24/7 playlist. So it's very clear that Activision and Raven Software, they're planning to support this game very heavily post-launch. I mean, just look at all the things we've gotten in 1 month's time. Like, it's going to be crazy all the stuff they're adding to the game in the future, right? So is it possible that perhaps Modern Warfare Remastered will be a continuously updated game for years and years to come? I think that's a very interesting suggestion because they always call it Modern Warfare Remastered, right? I always thought it was weird they never called it COD 4 Remastered, even though back in the day, Call of Duty games were named basically in a sequence, right? It started off with the original Call of Duty, then Call of Duty 2, COD 3, COD 4, and then after that, they started getting proper names like World at War, Black Ops, Advanced Warfare, so on and so forth, right? I thought it was interesting that they always called it Modern Warfare Remastered. Is it possible that perhaps after the 1 year life cycle, and this is where we're getting into like tinfoil hat territory, guys, is it possible that after the 1 year life cycle of Modern Warfare Remastered is up, they start updating it to actually include some stuff from Modern Warfare 2, and then maybe later on some stuff from Modern Warfare 3, until we eventually have like this giant Modern Warfare collection style of a game almost? Because as you guys know, we've been looking through the files on PC, not myself personally, but it's been leaked via the PC files of the game that certain Modern Warfare 2 guns are actually in the files for Modern Warfare Remastered, like the FAL, which is probably coming to the game very soon because it already has its own weapon kit variants, the PP2000 machine pistol, the Striker shotgun. There's a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 weapons already in the game files for Modern Warfare Remastered. Is it possible that they'll start adding in some Modern Warfare 2 weapons to the game alongside potentially some Modern Warfare 2 maps? Like that's a possibility, I would say, right? I mean, like High Rise, maybe Wasteland, get like Scrapyard in there perhaps, like add in some popular maps from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare Remastered. Is that something that they have in store for us? If they do decide to do that, how are they going to make their money back? Because you know they're not just going to give us stuff for free. How are they going to get their money back? Well, what's interesting about this is Call of Duty Online is also developed by Raven Software, the same people that made Modern Warfare Remastered, and that game, for those of you guys that don't know, is a free-to-play, Chinese-only Call of Duty game that is full of microtransactions. What's interesting about it, I guess the most interesting, the entire thing's pretty interesting if you ask me, but the most interesting aspect is it's kind of like a best of Call of Duty game. It takes maps and kill streaks and game modes and guns from Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and the original Black Ops, and takes like the best ones and throws them all into one giant Call of Duty game. The thing is, it's only available in China, and it's also full of microtransactions. Like, you open up supply drops and you get access to weapons that you previously didn't have access to for a limited time. Now, I don't know how the system exactly works. Like, there's not really a ton of tutorials online, and I've never actually played the game myself. You can play it if you want to download it. Like, you can download Call of Duty Online and play from anywhere in the world, really, but it's going to be pretty tough to play because unless you can read the language, I mean, you're not going to be able to understand any of it, and you're going to be playing against people that have a very distinct connection advantage to you because you're going to be playing on like 300 ping and stuff like that. So I've never messed around with it personally, but to my understanding, you can unlock these weapons via supply drops, and they're only available for a limited time. Like, you open a supply drop, you'll get an MP5, for example, that has an XP boost attached to it. So while you use that particular MP5, you get an XP boost, but that particular weapon is only available for 1 day or 3 days or 7 days or a month, depending on how lucky you got from your supply drops. Now, again, I don't know exactly how the system works. It could be that you have the MP5, you have every gun unlocked by default, but you get a special version of that gun from a supply drop that's only available for a short time or something along those lines. I don't know exactly how the entire system works, but I do know that the game itself is full of microtransactions, and that's how they make their money. And I wonder, since Raven Software is co-developing that game, if they're going to start taking aspects of Call of Duty Online and applying it to Modern Warfare Remastered in the future by adding in guns and maps and stuff like that from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I hope that's not the case, honestly. Like, people always toss around this idea of when is Modern Warfare Remastered going to become available for individual purchase. What if it became a free-to-play game and they just continuously update it by adding in weapons to supply drops and also giving us maps for free? Like, would people like that? Like, part of me loves the idea of adding in like Modern Warfare 2 stuff. I think the big thing is I want them to make like a definitive Modern Warfare game almost, right? Like, take the best guns, the best maps, and the best kill streaks from COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 and put them all into one game. That sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't want that to happen here to Modern Warfare Remastered, obviously. Like, that's something I don't want them to do. I want this game, if I could choose how this plays out, I hope Modern Warfare Remastered stays as true to Call of Duty 4 as possible. Sure, you have your supply drops and your weapon kits and your cosmetics. That's all fine. I can deal with that. I'm hoping it just stays that way. And then next year we get a World at War Remastered or a Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and just every year we get a new remastered game. That's what I hope they do. But the idea of like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare definitive remastered collection, like, that sounds interesting to me as well. I wonder if that's something that we might be able to expect going forward from Raven Software and from Activision. I don't know. It's definitely a possibility. I mean, again, we have no real precedents that have been set here, so it's definitely something that could happen. I am eagerly anticipating seeing how this is going to play out for Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm hoping they just keep it as true to Call of Duty 4 as possible, because that's what they sold to us. But then again, would you guys be against them adding stuff from Modern Warfare 2 and from Modern Warfare 3 eventually into the game? What if it becomes like a Call of Duty game that they develop for years and years and years? Like, let's say, hypothetically, they don't actually give us a new remastered game that next year. Instead, they just add a bunch of extra stuff to Modern Warfare Remastered, and the year after that, they add even more stuff, till eventually it's this game that has, like, I don't know, 20 assault rifles and 15 shotguns and 10 sniper rifles and all these things in there and all these maps, but it's also full of microtransactions. Like, what if that is something that happens? I mean, again, full tinfoil hat territory here, guys, but I just wonder, what is the future going to hold for Modern Warfare Remastered. Hopefully they stay as true to Call of Duty 4 as possible, but we're going to have to see how it plays out. Now, I'd love to hear down there in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on the future of Modern Warfare Remastered? What changes would you be for or against? I'd love to hear about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.